All right, we made it. All right. We're in it. Yeah. 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 Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. All right. We are live on YouTube, everybody. Welcome to the YouTube version of the show. It's exciting. Let's go. All right. We are live on YouTube, everybody. Oops. I didn't mean to turn the music off. I wanted to hear myself real quick. All right. Glad to have everyone here. We're waiting on Victoria. She is probably getting home from work and getting everything ready. So just hang tight and we will begin shortly. Today's a fun topic. It'll be a fun topic. It'll be one that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, and I hope people can find us. I know it's been a shift over the week from Twitch to YouTube. I just think this will be the best because we will get the recordings all on YouTube. Every time we record, they will be saved to YouTube so you can view them like whenever you want. So that way we don't have to really edit. It's gonna be raw footage. I'm not gonna edit the videos. I'm probably just gonna leave them raw. That way, it's just fine. And then the pre-shows I'll cut out because you can do some trimming in YouTube. So that is why we are here. Hello, everybody. I hope you are ready to go. I know everybody means maybe just a couple people in the chat, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm okay with that because at least it's somebody. Heck yeah, we're making progress over here. So, whatever. Share with your friends, everybody, so we can get the next group of peeps listening to the show. I know it's hard to reach everybody. We're so spread out, but I told everyone on Discord, so they should know on there. I told my friends on our friend Discord, on my Discord anyway. Well, maybe some people will tune in. Yep. Let's go. How's everyone doing out there? You should try to put your previous old shows on this channel. I already have, or I think I attempted to. I think I actually did that already. Hold on. I just have to make them public. I'm pretty sure I did that, though. Because I have... Let's see. I did, yeah. I was able to export all of the episodes from Twitch that haven't expired. I was able to bring over to YouTube. They let me export, which was fantastic. So I will be releasing those as soon as I can. I just cannot do them now. Maybe I'll do them after, or I'll do them tomorrow over the weekend or something. But yes, I have all those episodes. They are up on the YouTube. They are there. You just can't see them. I have to make them public. So what? This cat is amazing, guys. If you want my opinion, I think you should edit the rock footage and then have an intro and everything. If you do this right, you can make a lot of money off advertising. We'll see. It depends on how it's received. If it's received well without editing, then I don't know if I'm gonna do it. It's just the editing, the video editing takes a lot of time because you have to reprocess and render the video on editing software, and it's like that could take up to 45 minutes or an hour depending on how long the video is. And yeah, I can help you if you don't mind, if you don't have time to do everything, but I really want us to take off for you guys so you can make it. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, it's literally just time. It's literally time. So I could do it. I would just have to spend like every Sunday doing it or something. I just felt like if we can get the recorded raw footage up, you know, like, you know, we'll see. But so far, I think this is a good start just to get the video up here. Otherwise, I would be on Twitch still, you know, like, but I just figured it would be good to start a YouTube channel with just the show. It's not, because like the Twitch channel was my personal Twitch. So I didn't want to keep it on there because that's like for me, that's for me and my games, you know, that's like my personal Instagram, except it's Twitch instead. She makes more money than him doing YouTube. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we need moderators. That is something we definitely need. Moderators would be great. And if you have a friend who does YouTube who wants to help out and be around, that would be awesome also, because holy cow. That would be fantastic. That would help everyone, you know. I have a few timers here, don't I? Oh yeah. 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 Let's go. This music is lo-fi and it's really addicting. Just remember to have a good time and have fun with everything. And yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Do. All right. IceT. Ah! And the Hippogriff. I think I'd be good at typing that by now. It's hard to type. Save. I'm putting some bots. Getting some bots together, you know? Get them all round up. There we go. Sorry, I need to catch up with you, Ashley. Here, I can help you with that. She makes more money. No, I agree. Totally. You can make me a moderator. I will help. Can I make you a moderator? Add moderator. Ashley McGee is now a moderator. You are now in charge, Ashley. Make sure you don't play anything copyrighted. Yeah, I know. This is this stream, or the music that you're hearing right now is copyright free. It is specifically made for streaming. The one and only Harris Heller has provided a wonderful music lo-fi channel for streams, specifically for streams, so they specifically don't get taken down, which is pretty dang cool. So shout out to Harris Heller, and he helped me learn about what I know so far anyway. So you definitely don't want, yeah, we won't get a copyright strike. Not with the stuff that I have. I've made sure that everything's royalty free and copyright free. Don't you worry, Ashley. Man, Victoria's really behind schedule today. That's not a big deal. We should be having some people cutting in here soon. My dad will be joining us today. I think a coworker of mine is joining us today here on IceT and the Hippogriff. And then we will get started. My cat is crazy, guys. You definitely don't want to get, yeah, we won't get, don't worry about it. We have 3 viewers already. What? Yes. Hello, viewers. We are currently waiting for Victoria. She is running a little bit behind. That's okay. I'm not in a rush at all, so. That's okay, Ashley. You're definitely a moderator right now. You're labeled as a moderator, so you should be good to go. You should be good to go. You should, you know, like I said, you should be good to go. All right, we are almost ready. I am halfway through the drink that I poured before we started, so I might have to pour another one before we start. There she is. Now she made it. Let's get her in here. There she is.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, hello, hello. I
Hello.
don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello.
I have the hello
Hello.
song that I sing to my first graders.
What is that song, Jesse?
Just goes, hello, hello, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Hello, hello, how do you do? How do you do today? And kindergarten and first grade. And then I play
Well,
the
you know
piano
what?
with it.
Now we are, now maybe the next step is adding some more to that.
I mean, if it's only...
Give the kids like some extra words to use.
I mean, if they're kindergarten, they you know...
Oh, I mean...
It's literally our
the
first
bigger
song that we sing every day. That's it. That's our warm-up song.
Oh, let's hear...
And then after they we do a movement activity. So I'll say I'll say a color, right? If you're wearing yellow, stand up, and then they'll stand up. And then I'll say, if you're wearing yellow, can you? And then I'll say like hop on a foot, or hop on one foot, or dance with your friend. Dance with your friend. Dance with your... And then, yeah, it's like a little activity.
I like it. Jesse, I like it.
All right.
And it's a nice little like introduction for them. Give them like some fundamental idea of like rhythm. I like it. Nice job, Jesse.
Literally this is what we're gonna do when we sit down. All right.
I have to be honest with you. I'm gonna be eating for a little bit. It was a very dehydrating time at the gym, and we're just gonna leave it right there.
Dehydrating? What's that mean?
When you know when you go there and you just get really gassed because you just weren't hydrated enough or you haven't eaten enough.
Gas, like you have gas?
Like you just get exhausted very quickly.
No,
like,
I know.
You can't really work out effectively.
That was my bad joke.
Because, you know, you just get tired and keep stopping.
Yeah. Victoria, can you see the chat? Ashley wants to know.
I see everything.
Because she is she is now a moderator for us. So if anyone starts any trouble, she can ban them, which is pretty cool, I guess.
It's gonna be the reason that we can stay here. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. You know, everybody knows YouTube, and you know, so many random things are generated on YouTube based on, you know, what people are interested in, what they're watching. So really, some kid is going to be watching a informational video about like maybe what we're going to be talking about tonight, and they'll see what we were talking about this week.
Well, this video is not made for children, according to my settings.
Okay, so some dingalingus who prolonged it is watching a video about tonight's topic.
Oh, in the next minute or so, I need you to go and find a multiple choice quiz on driver's ed.
Oh my god.
Because I have one,
yes.
And we're going to take a quiz to see who knows their driving rules in the second half.
Multiple choice.
I found one. It's a Quizlet. It's like one of the, you know, Quizlet, the flashcard website. I found one. Just don't get the same one as me, because that'd be awkward. But I have a multiple choice quiz that I'm going to be asking you when we start, or in the second half of the show.
Bring it on, baby.
Because oh my gosh, this is gonna be a better topic than I thought it would be. I kind of
driving is amazing. Let's go.
As I was researching, I was like, oh wow, that's good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesse, there's so many There's so many types. So many types of scenarios, situations, personalities. It's great. I'm gonna find one of these mother truckers.
Mother truckers.
So.
All right. Find one, and once you find one, we'll start. We'll commence. I already posted everywhere as much as I could.
I'm right behind you, friend.
And hopefully... Hopefully...
I'm running a little late today. That's all.
It's fine.
Sad
No
face.
big deal.
Like,
we have 5
of all the
viewers in the
days-
chat. Five
Let's go.
people watching us be losers.
tell your parents about us. Everybody's learning how to use YouTube now. Tell your parents about us. Come on.
Yeah. No, I told them. My dad's here, I think. He probably can't type right now because he doesn't have a YouTube account, but he can at least see it for sure.
I should send a Facebook message to my mom and tell her to watch this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're at 5 concurrent viewers. That's something, right? It's definitely something.
That means you're faithful.
Oh yeah. Oh! Hold on. Copy. I'm gonna post it in the Discord.
Where else can I post? Twitter and Instagram. Wait, am I gonna get in trouble if I say that?
No. Shameful plug. There's my dad. There he is. Arnold Harrington in the house. There's one person.
Hello, Mr. Harrington. Jesse, let me ask you, what is your opinion on ribs?
Like ribs to like barbecue ribs?
Yes.
You're eating barbecue ribs right now.
Yes, I am.
They are very good, especially if they you know, fall off the bone and everything. Hey,
Yeah.
oh, JT's here. JT, we haven't started yet. We're on pre-show right now. We're just hanging out until we're ready to go here. We're gonna start very soon though. You'll know. Trust me, you'll know. You'll get it. Does hey chat, does Victoria sound good? Like, does she sound clear? And hopefully I sound clear. I think I tested it yesterday, but just to make sure.
Hello.
I think I sound clear.
So.
Shameful indeed, he says. Oh wait, let me make Victoria the full screen here because she is. Why is it even trying to show me? I don't want to see my video. Hide self view. There we go. And now Victoria's bigger. And let's show her so you guys can see her. Oh, where's my Streamlabs? Bam! There we go. Now we're together on the same screen. JT, I am so sorry I have not been attending Smash, but I think you know why that I don't want to say out loud. I've been somewhat under house arrest, which is fine, but I am. She is eating ribs. She is eating ribs.
Oh my god.
Victoria is eating ribs right now. Look at her. You can see her sucking the thumb in the stream, in the playback.
You guys, it's so good. Like.
I'm gonna have to make one more drink before we start because I had a White Claw, not a White Claw. I had a Truly, and then I had a little glass, just a small glass of like, you know, some of that what's it called, the vodka, Tito's that I bought for like a few episodes ago. I haven't drank it since.
We spent a whole episode talking about this. How can you forget that name?
I mean, I didn't forget. I just had a brain
You
fart.
don't value, Jesse. You don't value what's in front of you.
Well, Tito's is aight. You know what I value? I value the Screwball whiskey that I tried for the first time, like not too long ago, and that is fire. That stuff is dangerous. I'm just saying.
I'm dangerous.
It is.
Go get your drink.
Very
Get
dangerous.
this on.
Like super dangerous. Oh man. But okay, let's see. Let me know when you're ready, Victoria, and we'll start. And then I'm gonna go pour my my other glass here while you do that. And
go get your drink.
and use the
ready.
restroom. Just make sure you're
I am
entertaining so no one
ready.
leaves. We have 7 people. If there's less than 7 people when I get back, I'm canceling the show forever.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'll be right back.
You guys, as soon as quarantine is over, we can have a big barbecue, and absolutely we'll bring the ribs. Oh my god. Yo, barbecuing is so delicious. There's many approaches to that business. You can smoke that, you can put that business under the ground. Wood, charcoal. You let that baby slow cook just long enough. Oh my god. I lost 2 people.
That's it. It's over. The show is now over.
Why?
We only have 5 people now.
Jesse, listen, listen. I talked about barbecue. I guess we have some vegetarians I must have upset. There's
Oh
somebody
no,
in this community that wasn't-
JT said he's gonna go take a swim and he's gonna come back, so that's fine. All right.
Let me. You had all day to swim, bro. Right now. Right now.
Hey, listen. You can't get mad at the viewers. You have to. They are royalty. When the viewers are here, they have to treat them like kings and queens. Like if you don't, like we'll just lose them, and then we lose. You know, like I'm just kidding. If you haven't, how about this though? If you are watching now and you haven't shared the YouTube yet, you should probably do that. You should
tell everybody
probably
about it.
share the YouTube and that will make things a little bit more exciting around here. Not that it's not exciting already, because it is exciting, but like just, you know, you can get maybe even more exciting.
We're looking for more excitement in our lives, folks. Share it with your mom, your dad, your cousin, your stepbrother.
Share it with your Facebook, where everyone
Share
is.
Share it with your
lives
second partner.
That too. All right. Let's see here.
We're ready to go.
Wait, you ready?
Oh my God.
Oh. I thought you said you were ready.
Can you hear me eating?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
She's ready. All right, here we go. Let me get the old lo-fi off. Please remember to like and subscribe. Like, subscribe, and share. Yes, especially on YouTube, you can subscribe and it doesn't cost money. You can subscribe.
Exactly.
So make sure you have the little bell icon on so you can get those notifications whenever we do go live. That way you can remember and be a part of the show here. All right, here we go. Let me get Audacity running. Let me make sure we are ready to go with Audacity, which we are. Good. Audacity is ready to go here. Let me get my sounds ready to go as well from Voice Mod, which is a really good application. If you haven't heard about it, it is fantastic. It is what we play our songs and tracks off of whenever we have our intro, okay, with the soundboard, okay. It is very, very useful and very, very cool. Can't mess up with that one. And last but not least, I have my quizzes ready to go. And yes, Ashley is correct.
Oh, I'm looking for some.
You can call the show. And you know what's cool, Ashley? You can use the command for the call. So if you do !call like this, it'll eventually show the number and all the information you need to know about that in the chat. It just takes like a minute or so to like.
Jesse, we were sleeping. We were sleeping.
We were sleeping? What do you mean we were sleeping?
We were sleeping. Go YouTube.
No, I mean Twitch had that too. We have it on Twitch. Whatever. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay, here we go. We are going live in 3, 2, 1, and action. Does that sound super soft to you?
People like to get worked up about things.
Hold on.
And that's just
I think it's softer than it's supposed to be. Pause. Oh, I know why. We can redo it. Redo. I know why. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Redo.
Going hot in 3, 2, 1.
people like to get worked up about things, and that's just not our style. So to save you guys a call to the authorities, take a listen to this. The opinions and ideas you hear are those of the hosts, their guests, and their callers, and not those of the companies, sponsors, or advertisers for this podcast. And with that said, enjoy the show.
Okay, so I have to ask Victoria this question when we're in this intro here. What have you ever had? This is a stupid question. Have you ever had a bad driving experience in Florida? Wait, hold on. We gotta unmute you. Hold on. Say it again, Victoria.
All the time. What are you talking about?
I don't know. That was almost my rhetorical question for the opening of the show.
Oh, well. I feel like it's still required in oh wow, all the time. When I think the better question is how often do you find yourself not having a bad driving experience?
Yeah.
That's me.
So that is the better question because it's the question that actually warrants an answer. Because we all know that Florida driving is known to be one of the worst driving, but there's some competitors out there. I've heard LA. I've heard driving over there sucks, and I've
Oh
heard
yeah.
Georgia. I know sucks because I went to Georgia, like Atlanta. Like I know Atlanta is
Hmm.
really bad, and I've been there and I've experienced it. It's a different kind of crazy. But anyway, welcome back to another episode of Ice Tea and the Hippogriff. My name is Jesse, and I'm joined here by my wonderful co-host, Miss Victoria, who is also known as Do the Hippogriff on her social media platforms. So I'm glad she's here. How are you doing, Victoria?
I am doing fantastic. Just enjoying another Thursday. Have you been
Good.
to the gym?
Oh yeah.
Have you been to the gym?
Oh yeah. I have been working out at my house, so sort of. It's like halfway. It's like my room is the gym for now, but that's good. I'm glad you're getting out there. Be sure to catch our recordings live on, and this is weird saying this, live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. We have actually moved over to YouTube from Twitch just to have not privilege, the I don't know what I'm trying to say, to have the capability to keep our recordings that we're making while we're live on YouTube. That way we have a little bit less editing and a little bit less manpower required to keep the show available to you, and the episodes don't expire. So on Twitch, the videos will eventually expire after I think a month or so,
Oh
or
no.
2 or maybe even 2 months. I don't know. There's a limit, and they eventually disappear on Twitch. But on YouTube, they are here to stay. They are uploaded and they are just available for you to watch whenever you want. So that's kind of why we did that switch. Otherwise, if you are not a YouTube person, if you don't care to look at our beautiful faces, you can catch us on Anchor, which is our streaming platform for our podcast, and that is released every Tuesday following the live stream, and that usually comes out around 1 o'clock. That's usually when I schedule it for. But it's on any other platform. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google Podcasts, and it's on all of the other podcast friendly apps. So that's good. And yes, we are live every Thursday at around 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's just how we do things around here. So
This
anyway.
is how we do it.
Oh yeah, today is a wonderful Thursday evening. It is around 7:30, which is fine. We were running a little bit behind, but who cares? We are a pretty flexible show. We will always be in somewhere in the 7 o'clock hour, usually before 7:30. So usually I would say 7. 7 is safer. Be here at 7. We have an awesome pre-show where we just kind of hang out and talk to you guys on the live stream, wherever we're live streaming from, which will be YouTube from now on. And we kind of just hang out and talk. And then when we start, we start. And then it's a good time. So be here for that. It's really fun, and we hope you enjoy the show. You can call in, you can text, you can leave a voice message on the show by calling or texting the number 802-432-8358. That is our number. It is our Google Voice number, believe it or not. Yes, we have a voice Google account. So you can call in. You can text it. We can read your messages on the texts. We can listen to your voice messages if you want to leave a voice message. And don't worry, if it's from the episode beforehand and you're trying to catch up and get an answer from us on the next episode, that's all right. We will still answer your questions, even if it's not within this episode. If it's from the past, we'll answer it. We're gonna do that. We're gonna give you guys time as long as we get them. All right. And last but not least, please follow wherever we are. Please like. Please share. Do all that stuff. Specifically on YouTube, since our channel is a newborn baby of a channel, we do need those subscriptions to get us flowing and growing here. Wow,
It takes a village to raise a child, everybody.
There you
You
go.
followed us. You followed us from Twitch. You're here with us on YouTube. It's a very accessible platform. It's very user friendly. Just like Jesse pointed out, you don't even necessarily have to have like an account to watch. It's different from Twitch.
Exactly. And That was kind of the reason why we moved. We wanted it to be accessible. We wanted it to be user friendly. You click on a link and you're there. Twitch was, Twitch had the extra Twitch had the extra step of signing up and all that, and so we wanted to find use this platform because it's just more open and available for discoverability, and here we are. So I think we did a good job with that.
Let's go.
I was gonna say something before I went in, and I forgot what I was gonna say. That happens a lot. I think I have short-term memory loss. Minor, very minor, but I think I have it. Maybe.
I mean, it happens. Your short-term memory is only supposed to last about 13 to 15 seconds, and then boof, it's gone. You yourself decided this is not important.
It is, though, because maybe it had. Well, anyway, we're
here now.
We're glad we're here. We're glad you're here. And let's get this show on the road. I have some questions regarding, and we mentioned driving in Florida, and yes, we're gonna talk about some driving today. And no matter where you're from, I know we have some audience in Germany. I know we have some audience in the UK. Okay, I know we have people overseas that listen to us, and we also have obviously people here in the United States who are tuning in. And I am curious to know, especially from the people that are out there, the people that are out in across the pond, as they say. I want to know how your driving experiences are over there. For Florida, here in Florida in the United States, we are known as one of the worst places to drive. It's just how it is. I don't think many people would disagree with that. So I do want to ask. I have to ask this question, Victoria. Do you have any bad, just off the top of your head, do you have any bad driving experiences that come to mind, like immediately? Like if you think like accidents or people doing something stupid or whatever.
There's always somebody doing something stupid. The thing most recently is, there's not enough space for you to get into that next lane. But, God knows if you clip the tail, they don't even care. They will just jump right in there, Oof. It's really scary. I personally have only witnessed a couple of accidents, but like just things like that happen quite frequently. Um, People that go over 4 lanes of traffic real quick to get to where they got to go. Do you ever have that? I'm sure you have this a lot.
It happens. Yeah, I've seen that plenty of times. They're all the way in the left lane, and they have to get off that exit that's coming up, and they, for some reason, either weren't paying attention or they just realized that their Google whatever maps is telling them to go, and they're like, oh, well, goodbye, and then they just kind of
inexcusable.
They hook right as hard as they can, and then suddenly you're having to Mario Kart dodge someone's car.
It's a shell, all right. It's a shell with a purpose. It's not the green one.
Yeah, it's so. I've had that. I've had 2 accidents ever. Okay, I've been in 2 accidents ever.
Were you the reason? Did you cause them?
No, I'll get to that in a little bit. But so I've only done that. But in terms of like just bad experiences, I mean, I've had traffic problems. I've people in the rain. It's like people transform into a new creature when they drive in the rain. It's like they almost don't know how to handle the rain while driving. And quite frankly, it seems like you'd think that, like, okay, the driver's ed system or the DMV or whoever's in charge of educating drivers, like, you'd think it'd be a unified method or a unified ideology. But I feel like everyone's test is different, or it's not as strict or something. I don't know what it is, but it just does not feel like if I ask even a friend, like, if I ask them a handful of rules or things while driving, I feel like their answers would be different than mine, or like or their ideology for making certain moves or driving a certain way would be different than mine. And
absolutely,
I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying I think that's true. I think that's the case. Like, I feel like, what do I say? The refinement or how refined you follow those guidelines for the rules of the road are different across the board. Some people take them more seriously than others, and I think
Of
that's where
course.
you start to see like the
Because it's
issues.
very black and white. Because it's very black and white, Jesse. You are in control of a very big piece of machinery. When you get your driver's license, you're pretty much saying like, I am responsible enough to be aware of everything around me, the things that can go wrong and how to prevent them. And it's my responsibility, to make sure these things don't happen. Because, the reality of it is like, yes, if you get into a fender bender, it's really truly not a problem. Your insurance is going to go up for a little bit and that's it. But, if you are the reason that something really just awful happens, because you didn't agree with the interpretation of morale, like that's bad. They take that driving privilege away and you don't ever get that back. Like as a kid, I was so excited to get my permit. So, like, imagine that. Like, how old were you? How old were you when you got your permit?
Oh, I was 15. That was minimum age. I wanted to get my permit. I wanted to drive as soon as I could. And it's funny. Here's a story real quick. I remember
Stories.
the day that my mom let me drive a car by myself for the first time. So here's a few
Oh
stories.
my.
Here I'm gonna stack some stories real quick, and they'll be fast. But shout out to my dad, who's actually in the chat right now. He's really the person who let me kind of drive for the first time.
Okay.
But this is when I was still in elementary school, and I remember my dad had a white truck. He had a white pickup truck,
What?
and
What?
he would help me do the manual shifting. He would tell me I would put my hand on it, and he would help me. He would guide my hand to do the manual shift. And there were times
Uh-huh.
where he would let me sit on his lap, or maybe sit in the same seat as him, and he would let me steer the truck. And I remember that, and I also remember doing that with my mom when I think I was like maybe 13 or 14. I remember the first time she let me drive like 100% by myself, and this was before my permit.
Wow.
This was before my permit.
Wow.
And it was not in the parking lot. Like you'd think it would be in the parking lot, but no. She knew that I had this confidence in steering, because she has let me steer, but she also let me steer we had an SUV. We had a white SUV at the time, and
Uh-huh.
she would let me steer. But this time I remember I was at this is gonna sound horrible. I was at a girl's house. It was in high school, right? Freshman year of high school. I remember her name was Brittany. I remember this like yesterday. And Brittany lived on Southgate in South Florida on Southgate. And I remember I was at her house hanging out, whatever, blah blah blah. And my mom had to pick me up because I couldn't drive yet. And I remember we were about to turn onto Southgate, make a left on Southgate to go home, and she goes, switch seats with me real fast. And she goes, yo, just come sit in the driver's seat. And I go, what? She's like, yeah, come around and just sit in the driver's seat. And I'm like,
It's nice.
no way. I was like, no way. And so she let me sit in the driver's seat. She went to the passenger side, and she goes, okay, hold the brake and put the car in drive. And I go, what? I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And she had me drive home. She had me drive home from this girl's
Really?
house, and on Southgate. And I mean, the speed limit was like 40 or something, or 35 or something, so it wasn't too bad. And it was
average.
evening. It was like twilight. The sun was about to go down, and she let me drive home. That was my first driving, like for real driving experience. Was driving home from Brittany's house. Oh man, and it was a cool feeling, but I was not scared. Like, I feel like some people, like, you get the vibe of like, okay, you are obviously not a confident driver. Like, I'm sure you've met people who are not confident drivers, and you just know by how they drive. I don't know if you,
Yeah, obviously.
but I was
Obviously.
definitely confident. I definitely felt confident. Like I wasn't afraid. I was able to feel like how hard I need to maybe push the pedal to go faster, when I need to push the brake to go slower. I'm proud of myself. I'm just gonna say I was pretty proud of myself. So that was probably that was a good driving experience for me. But But there's been plenty of bad ones, obviously, along the way. So, what about Victoria? Do you remember your first time that you drove? Did you drive outside of school, like outside of driver's ed, or was it in driver's ed that was your first time?
Okay, so my first time driving, I'm 100% sure. I had just gotten my learner's permit. My parents were so nervous because I had been so excited my entire life to get my to start driving. So I got my permit, and my mom, she took me, she would take me like once a week to my high school, and in the
Hmm.
parking lot, she would just teach me how to drive.
In high school.
So like, yeah, yeah, I was 15. I was the same age, and like I had to wait forever, and I got it, and for like 5 or 6 months, something like that, they were so scared. I guess like I scared them.
Oh
We were
man.
doing it for a while, but after a couple months, she said, "Okay, drive out." I was like, "Really? Where are we going?"
I don't know. It's
And
that it was such a powerful feeling when my mom was like, "All right," she's like, turn your signal on and make a left," and I'm like, "What? What?"
right,
She's like,
right,
"Look," she's like, "Look both ways, whatever."
because like like I said, it's in your control. You're controlling where you're going, and you control how you're getting there. Are you
Hmm.
going to get there in style with like a, just a luxurious car that's spacious, everything is nice and fluffy, you know, and colors to reflect, how to keep you comfortable and focused, or do you just want to like get there? The driving is a really beautiful freedom.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have to
Oof.
acknowledge my dad, who's actually in the YouTube chat right now, says you drove your little Jeep. I had one of those kid cars, the cars that kids can get, and I had a
Oh my
Jeep. I
god.
remember the Jeep, and yeah, that I feel like,
Jealous.
believe it or not, and this might sound
Jealous.
stupid or ridiculous or outlandish or whatever, I
Jealous.
honestly believe that Jeep helped me as a driver today.
Of
Having
course.
the muscle memory or the motor skills, literally the motor skills to handle a steering wheel when I was like 3 or 4 years old, really young, right? I believe that has helped me feel for the actual vehicle, for an actual car. Like me, obviously it didn't teach me how to drive, but like I said, I've never, and I'm not saying this to brag, I'm not saying this to like be, whatever. I've never felt uncomfortable driving. Like even that first time, like I said, when my mom let me drive the real car for the first time, I was not scared or nervous. I felt confident, and I do honestly believe that little Jeep, it was a green and I think it was like a green and yellow Jeep or something. That Jeep made me confident in it as being a driver. I'll just be honest with you.
Mr. Harriton, Mr. Harriton,
Yes, yes.
if we're friends,
Oh,
if you really support this, if you
my
really
dad.
support us, find a picture of Jesse in that car and send it to us, please.
Oh man,
Thank you.
that might be hard to find a picture of me in the Jeep. I would
Please.
want that picture. That'd be fun.
Please.
Hmm. How about this? What are some of the? Do you have any pet peeves when people drive? Like, do you have things that people do that you absolutely loathe? Because
Okay,
I have
here's
a
the
whole
deal.
list.
It's really hypocritical because I've seen a lot of things behind the wheel of a car. I've seen people reading, I've seen people eating, I've seen people doing their makeup. I saw somebody, Jesse, I kid you not, they had their hand at 12 o'clock and they were looking down at 6 reading something. So, I've seen a lot of things. And the truth of I'll be honest with you, I'm not I wouldn't say my driving record is super exemplary. I've brushed my teeth when I drive. I eat when I drive. The one thing I definitely don't do, I do makeup at red lights, but I will not. I refuse to
Oh
do like
man.
that's crazy.
Oh, the Jeep
I've
was
seen
red,
people
by the
do
way.
that with
My
the
dad says
mascara.
the Jeep was red. I'm sorry, I didn't. I just wanted to throw that out there. Whatever. Still, I had the Jeep. I remember the Jeep. I said green and yellow. I don't think that was right.
Well, you know what? You dodged a bullet. Statistically, red cars get pulled over more by the police.
Yes, I
So you dodged a bullet.
that is true. That is true.
You dodged yourself a bullet, but no,
Um,
driving, oof.
how about this? So here's a few for me. Um, and I feel like I can almost pull this out of my brain immediately. One thing that bothers me immediately, this is probably like top of the list, if not second on the list, is hazards
Texting
on
driving.
in the rain. Hazards on in the rain.
What is
Why?
that supposed?
People, no, I know why they do it. Don't get me wrong.
Visibility.
I 100%.
It's fine. Fine.
I understand why they do it. Oh, it's raining and it's hard to see. Maybe if I put my flashing lights on, it'll be easier to see me so people don't hit me. Logically, fine. I can see where you're coming from. But here's the problem. This is the problem of why hazards in the rain is bad. First of all, your taillights and headlights should be illuminated anyway, right? 2020, most people have cars that are pretty not up to date, but they're up to date enough to where they have automatic headlights, right? You don't even have to, you shouldn't, most cars now, you probably don't have to turn the headlights on. Like they just kind of go depending on the time of day. Most of them. I'm saying all of them. I know there's some that aren't, but that's fine.
Some of them you can turn on. You need to read the owner's manual of your car.
Yeah. But secondly, and if you don't have those automatic headlights, it should be automatic for you as a driver to turn those on when necessary, right? Like you should know, oh, it's getting dark or it's raining or something. Let me turn my headlights on, right? So you have these people, right? That like I said, oh, they don't want to get hit because it's hard to low visibility in the rain, and they put their hazards on so you can see them. Here's the problem: as soon as you want to change lanes or you need to get off a highway or whatever, and you have your hazards on, you know what doesn't show when your hazards on?
Your turn signals.
Yeah, your directionals, your turn signals. So there you go. You're about to drift into another lane in low visibility with your lights flashing, and now people don't know if you're going to go left or right. So it's like that's the main problem. I would say, right? Like that's probably the main problem. Number two, it's like if it's like like if your taillights are on, that's enough. Like that's the reason why people are, it's upsetting. Like hazards are meant to be for the people who actually need help, or if there's a hazard that's actually happening. Oh, I have a flat tire and I'm driving slower because my tire's flat. You put your hazards on. Oh, I'm on the side of the road. I'm on the side of the road because my car broke down or something. You put your hazards on. You don't put your hazards on just because it's raining. It's like, and I'm not trying to be mean to anyone out there, but it's like, that's a bitch move. If you put your hazards on when it's raining, it's like, don't be a little bitch. Drive through the rain or pull over. If you're not comfortable, pull over and put your hazards on and wait. That's when you put your hazards on, is when you're sitting still. It's when the vehicle isn't moving. That's when you put your hazards on, mostly. Or if you have a flat tire and you're trying to get to like an important place. Or if you have like a heavy load, like some people who are moving, if they have a pickup truck with like a lot of stuff in the back, in the bed of the truck, fine, put your hazards on because you're going to be going slower than traffic. But my God, when people put their hazards on in the rain, it's just like, Jesus, like you need to not do that, man. Oh, here's another one that bothers me. When people, like you said, one person will have their hand at 12 and then their face is down at 6, right? Like the worst is when I'm driving, right? And I'm tame, right? I'm a tame driver. I don't necessarily speed, but like you're not going to catch me going 55 on a highway. Like I'm probably going to go 70. Like it's a highway.
Yeah,
like it's a highway. Like, and that I mean, don't whoever's out there, don't arrest me or anything. But the 408 in Orlando is a 55 mile per hour highway. Why? I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. It's a highway. It's a I'm going 70 minimum anyway. But I'll be driving on a highway, going a reasonable speed, flow of traffic, whatever, and then you'll see this one guy who's going exponentially slow. I mean, like something's wrong slow. Like, dude, is this guy all right? Is he good? Like, I hope he's all right. And then sure enough...
It sounds like an elderly driver.
You would think it would be an old... But no, that's not it. I look in the window, I'm passing them, they're in the left... that's the kicker right there. They're in the left lane. They are in the far left lane, and they're going 50, 55, like at the speed limit for 408 anyway.
I was that person.
And it's like, hold up. And then, of course, I have to pass on the right, which is wrong, right? That's the wrong thing to do, is passing on the right. You're not supposed to do that. But when the slow guy's in the left lane, it's like, well, what do yeah. When you're going slow in that left lane, the people who go slow in the left lane and they're not Like this is like that's a pet peeve. I think that's even more of a pet peeve than the whole hazards thing. To be honest, now that I think about it, I
It's a
despise.
hazard.
I
There are a lot of
despise.
hazards out there.
I just despise when I'm driving and I'm going the flow of traffic, and someone in the far left lane, the passing lane, aka the lane that you're supposed to go, not supposed to go fast in, but the one that's supposed to be faster than the other people, right? And they're going the slowest, and it's like, well, dude, if you're not going to be passing people and people are passing you, get over to the right side. That's the rule of the road. Like, and we're gonna talk about some of those rules soon. But oh man, that's a big one too. When people are doing that, they're going slow in the left lane. I pass them on the right, which is not allowed. So they're indirectly making me do something. They're making me do something wrong in the traffic world. And it's like, well, and sure enough, they're looking at their phone. They're probably looking down, like you said. They're going slow because they're not paying attention. Or they're just going slow because they're a bad driver, or they're not an aware driver. So
It's not their car.
yeah, well.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of hazards out there. Like really, I could sit here and like knock on these pet peeves all day. You're absolutely right. The turn signals, if you, that's a moving violation. I think it's really funny, just things that people will do on the road. Oh my God, I've seen people, watching TV. It does get very frustrating, especially like places on the highway where there is no stopping. Like you're going, and if it could change in the instant, like why do people enjoy gambling that freedom?
How about this? Here's one. This is one I've seen plenty of times. Someone who has their directional or their turning signal on to go left, and then they go right.
That doesn't happen too often.
It doesn't happen often, but that's literally asking for an accident. In some cases,
it happens. You didn't do it on purpose, really. I did have this experience one time where I was sitting at a light, and this guy who was in another lane but behind me fell asleep and took his foot off the brake. And it was funny because he just booped, just
he booped.
He just booped the car right in front of him. But it was enough that, the guy got out of the car, he got out of the car, and this guy, he was spooked awake. It was funny. There was no damage. Nobody was hurt, thank God. But, he got scared awake. There's so many terrible things that can happen. I've been in a couple of accidents, and unfortunately, you're speaking with the perpetrator.
Yeah. Well,
but the good news is, I knew the rules. I passed my test, obviously. Do you know the rules?
Yeah, I passed my test. I took driver's ed in high school too, but I mean, I passed the test. I didn't have to redo it or anything or whatever. But yeah, I feel like there's almost an unending list of these small little traffic infractions / bad choices that people make when they're driving. One thing what about good habits before we go to break? Because I know we have to go to break in a little bit. What are some good habits that you think that you have when you're driving? What are some good habits?
I use my mirrors. I use my mirrors. They will never let you down. I always put my seatbelt on. Yeah, I used to have a bad habit of not wearing my seatbelt, but it's just important.
Kind of rebel.
It's like your teeth.
Here.
You only get one body, so don't ruin it.
Okay. What else? Anything else? I mean, I think of like one thing I'll never forget this too. I learned this in my driver's ed course in my high school.
Okay.
One of the things that they taught us was to always put your arm over the passenger seat and turn your head back to do reverse, right? And this was this was still kind of before backup cameras were really like a thing, in high school. Like in high school, backup cameras were not very common. They were like for like really expensive cars at the time. What? What do you look at me for? They weren't. They were like not around at that time.
Okay.
They weren't. They
Okay.
were not around at the. I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Listen,
They were
I
not
have
like
it.
a default. Now they're like in every car. But I mean, back then, all
But
the
you know
cars that I
what?
had did not have a backup camera. So
I'll have to do some research. But you know something? I had a driver's ed teacher that did the same thing to us. He was teaching us. I took a class separate from high school. It was like a Saturday class you could take. And he put us in a car and we were getting ready to go on the road for the first time. And he said that he's like, to safely back out of this spot, make sure your mirrors are good to go.
yeah,
And you are gonna, like you said, put your arm over the seat.
I
You're young, turn yourself around and check behind you.
Victoria, I'm just letting you know right now, this very instant, I do that to this day.
Oh my
I have a
god.
backup camera. What do you? Oh my! That is the
No, it's the safest thing.
That is the
It is the
safest choice.
safest.
I take my arm, I put it on my passenger seat, and if you're watching me on the YouTube channel, I hope you're watching. And I turn my body all the way. I look out my back window when I reverse. I use the video camera. I use the backup camera as like a crutch. It is a crutch to the the extra movement of looking back. So yes, I've been it's a habit, but it's a good habit. It's one of those it's like marching band using my roll step or something. I don't know. I'm being a nerd right now, but still, it's a habit. And I put my arm. You can ask anyone you can ask anyone you can ask anyone that you know that I know at the same time that's been in the car with me that I always put my arm on that chair and I back up. And I just feel better that way. I feel like it's I can see if any cars are coming through. I can see if there's someone speeding through the parking lot behind me. Because I mean the backup camera has it. It has a camera, but it's like it's
not the
not
same.
it's not the same. You could see if I could turn my head, I can look both ways. The fisheye on the backup camera, it doesn't get as much, but I use it as a crutch. Okay, not to rant about backing up. Oh, hello. Dured is here. Hello, Dured. I just wanted to say hi to him before I rant about my reversing skills.
He backed up.
Yeah, it's like when I back into a space, like if I'm reversing into a parking spot, my camera helps a lot with that because then I can see the line. I can see the lines of the parking spot. I can use the camera along with the two side mirrors to see how far away I am from the cars next to me. So yeah, that's where the backup camera really, in my opinion, shines, is when you're doing stuff like that. You can see if you're about to hit the bush or whatever's the car that's behind your spot or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like I just got my first car with a backup camera. My car that I'm driving right now is a real big upgrade from everything. And I'll be really honest with you. I think the backup camera so far has probably been one of the hardest adjustments to make. Prior to having this car, honestly, I just relied on my mirrors for everything. I would just be using my side mirrors to, help me navigate my way back into a spot. And it was for the most part relatively straight. I got myself just boom, mirror, mirror on this car.
Oh yeah,
So, I mean,
oh yeah, it's been
mm,
good. All right, let me see. Let me ask you one more question before we go and take a break here real quick. And I'm sure you've done it. Everyone's done it. It's it happens. Everyone makes mistakes. What traffic laws have you broken? let's expose ourselves a little bit here. PG-13 only.
I've gotten 2 red light tickets, like running the
Oh,
red
you
light
ran.
tickets.
Okay.
Listen, bold, bold.
Was this okay? Let's be honest. Was this intentional red light running, or was this like, oops, I wasn't looking or paying attention, red light running?
To be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I think it was both, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because sometimes it is a little deceiving, it is yellow. I am what I think is close enough to get it over the line and keep going. And, even I'm not going to like smack my brakes at a stoplight like that, you know, going any rate of speed to just smack on your brakes. Like that's bad for the car, that's bad for you. Like what? Like my body, like it's physics. Like my body's going to be jerked forward and like no.
Be careful what you say.
Like dude,
We have someone taking driver's ed next week, so just don't I don't want you to make any bad impression here, okay?
I'm not trying to make a bad impression, you know, obviously like don't blow the light at 75, you know, but I'm saying like, you know, I was going at a constant rate of speed and that was it. But you know, one time it was a real accident. It was like a legit accident, you know. Like I thought my car was already over the line. I wasn't even speeding. Like it was fine. But psh, oh man, I've fallen asleep behind the wheel before. Um
Oh man, that's
and you know,
scary.
it is very scary. It is very scary. What
I mean,
else?
don't get me wrong. I've okay. I don't want to say fallen asleep because it's not like I fell asleep and then next thing I know I'm on the side of the road like in a ditch. I have dozed off, I guess,
Yeah.
and then I catch myself. I'm like, oh man, you know, like I've never like fallen asleep and then like hit the wall or fallen asleep and like scraped. It's never been that bad. But I mean, I think everyone's been at that point where they're so tired behind the wheel where they like their eyes are shutting on them and like then they realize, oh, I'm drifting, and then you wake up like real fast and you're like, oh my god, you're like,
Yeah.
or you start to hear
Yeah.
the reflectors on the street bumping against the wheels like the you know what I'm talking about, and you're like, oh
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
And
and then
thank
you
God
get
for that stuff, right?
you get like that adrenaline rush real quick. You're like, oh shit, you're like, you know, like yeah, I've definitely been there, so you know, no shame in that. Not that it's good, don't do that. My dad
I mean,
says
like, look, you have to follow the rules, guys. You know, for real. The driver's ed handbook is so important. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel. It really doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't. The responsibility you have with being trusted with this, like, it's serious. Like, so yeah, I get it. Like, everybody has their own opinion and whatever. But man, that book will come for you. Don't be that person that book came for.
yeah, right. My dad
Like,
says yellow means faster.
absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like I had a thing with a friend one time. We were driving around and I said, "Hey man, how many red lights do you think we could run tonight?" And it was a thing. We had a little fun for a little bit. So yes, yes. I'm not encouraging this, but you
No?
know,
Are you sure?
positive. Fast and Furious, this craziness.
Anyway, let me share. I have a few things regarding some broken laws maybe that I have maybe have shattered in a.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jesse.
What?
Have you ever been pulled over by a cop?
Yes, that was going to be one of them. I guess I'll start with that. Most of my cop police encounters while driving have been unintentional and they've been innocent. And I say most because all of them are actually. Well, I'll say half innocent for one, but I also think it's ridiculous that I got pulled over for one of the things. But anyway, believe it or not, most of my police encounters while driving have been during my accidents that I've had. I've had 2 accidents ever. My first car was a red Toyota Celica, and that was in high school. That was my junior year of high school. I remember I was at my friend's middle school reunion party. He had a middle school reunion at his house. But a bunch of his middle school, and I was invited because I'm one of his best friends. He's one of my best friends, and I was leaving that party because I had something to do. I forget what I had to do. I think it might have been me going on a date or something. But anyway, I had to leave, and I was going. I don't know if you're familiar with Southgate in South Florida, like near Coral Springs. I was on South. It's a straightaway. It's literally one big straight line of a street. Like there's no bends or curves or anything. And as I'm going past a Publix, there's a Publix Plaza on my right side. There was someone trying to turn into the Publix Plaza from the median on the left side. And as literally, I'm just going straight. There's no traffic signal or anything. It's just a stop sign or whatever. For him, or not a stop sign, but it's just an open median for him. And for whatever reason, as I'm approaching him, I don't know if it's because there was a bush in the way and they couldn't see. I don't know. But as soon as I'm approaching the guy, he decides he's going to try to go for it. And so
Ooh.
fortunately he ends up hitting just the back left side of my car, right? So I actually had made it past him mostly before he hit my car, and then he hit my car. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I think that's how it went. Or either, yeah. I'll never forget. Like, I remember hitting the brakes, and I wasn't speeding. I was going like maybe 40, 45 and I'm pretty sure it was a 45 road. But I hit the brakes as soon as I could, as soon as I saw him coming out. And that's it. I remember hitting the brakes, and then I remember after I don't remember the airbag going off. I don't remember the impact. All I remember is me being like, oh shit, or like, oh my God. And then after the fact, it was like there was smoke from the airbag discharge. There was broken glass everywhere. My windows. It was funny. It was only a 2-door. It was a 2-door car, but my windows were down because I was listening to music and stuff. And I go, oh my God, like what just happened? And the first thing I do was I'll remember it. I'll never forget this. The first thing I did was get out of the car to see if the guy in the other car was all right. Because I was like, oh my God, like if he was not okay, I don't know what I would do. I'd freak out because I'm in high school. I don't know what's going on.
You're a kid, you don't know.
And I checked to see if he's okay. Sir, Sue, are you all right? Are you okay? He's all right. He's like, oh, my shoulder hurts a little bit. And of course, this man is in his 70s probably. And then the next thing I do is think about, okay, I need to call somebody. I need to call my mom, and I need to call 911. And I go to look for my phone, and my phone is nowhere to be found. And sure enough, my phone had ejected from my car onto the street after the impact. And I found it like a few yards a few yards away from the accident. I find my phone on the ground, and fortunately, it still worked. Like it wasn't damaged, but like so and at this point, my hands are like shaking. Like I'm shaking. I'm like trying to dial like 911 and call my mom. And it's so funny. I call like the whole time I'm fine. Like right, I'm pretty composed. I'm pretty good. But then as soon as I call my mom, as soon as I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, don't freak out. But I got in a car accident. And she goes, oh my God. She's like, oh my God. And that's when I started to cry. Like I was scared. Aww. But like the whole time, I'm like, I asked the guy if he's all right, and he's fine. And I'm like wondering where my phone is. And as soon as I heard my mom get scared, that's when I started to like get sad and upset. And so when she got there, of course, she was out at dinner with, I think, her like teacher friends or something. I remember. And so she had to come and get me and find me. I remember one of my best friends at the time, his name was Mike. I texted him and I said, Mike, I just got in a car accident and my car is pretty damaged. And so he and his dad came out to make sure I'm okay. And my ex-girlfriend came out to make sure I was okay.
Well, obviously she's going to come.
So,
obviously.
Oh, that was one time I've had, and obviously I had to talk to the police and fill out a report, all that fun stuff. And it was not my fault. I was on a straightaway. I was going straight. I wasn't making any turns. And the old man who was trying to cross the median and go into the Publix shopping center, he's the one who ended up, having to use insurance or whatever. So I was good on that. And then my second, real quick, I'll do this one fast too. My second accident ever was actually in Orlando. I was at UCF. I was maybe a junior or so, and I lived at the Village at Science Drive, which I don't know if any UCF people out there. It's just like a student off-campus apartments. And I was actually going straight down Alafaya, which is like the main road near. Oh, excuse me, the main road near UCF, and I was literally I was about to go to, there was a traffic signal coming up where I make my left turn to get to my neighborhood. And I was about to make that left turn, but a dude on my right, a guy who was driving on my right, he must have realized, oh shit, I got to make a left here too. And so sure enough, I'm already way in the left lane. I'm in the far left lane at this point, right? About to get into the left turning lane. And so this guy on the right side of me was like, "Oh God, I gotta get over." And so he tried to jet in front of me and sharp hook left to get into the turning lane before I did. And sure enough, I couldn't avoid that one. Like I ended up hitting, like sidewinding his car, and I remember again my 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 windows were down because I drive with my windows down a lot. But anyway, my windows were down, and I hit him. And at this point, like, I wasn't as scared really. I mean, yeah, I got a little bit shook. I was a little shook, but like I was more angry than shook in this one. In this one, I was like, I literally said, like, when it happened, I go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, I remember, I'll never forget that. I said that. I was like, it happened, and like he stopped. He had to stop, and I had to stop, and whatever. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Sure enough, the guy, yeah, I was like, oh my God. So I get out of the car, we drive into the median, right? We both go into the median right in the middle of the grass because there's a big median. And he's like, dude, my bad, bro. Like, I'm so sorry, whatever. And I'm like, hey, man, like, literally, I was like, hey, like, what, what were you doing, man? Like, what's going on?
But you
And
know, FML technology.
Here's
you
what
never know
he
whatever
said.
you think you were doing.
Here's another. This is part of like the bad driving experiences thing that we were talking about earlier. This is what he said. He goes, I'm sorry, man. Like, I just got out of the hospital and I still have the medication is still in my system and it's making me not think straight. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you driving? He's like, I had no one else to get me. Like, I had to drive myself. This guy still had the hospital wristband on. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, holy crap. So, like, obviously he got knocked for that because, like, I told the guy, I'm like, hey, man, like, I was just trying to get in left lane, and this guy tried to swoop in front of me, and apparently he still has drugs in him from the hospital for whatever he was at the hospital for. And I'm just like what?
It's irresponsible. Look, it's
like what?
This test is this question on the driver's ed test. You know, you think I had my driver's ed teacher said to me, common sense is not so common, and you need common sense to drive.
Literally, it's just ridiculous. So, other than those two, those are my two accidents. But other than that, yeah, have I sped or have I gotten a speeding ticket? Yes, I have, and I'll tell you about that after the break. Have I run some red lights unintentionally?
Yeah.
I've never ran a red light on purpose. That's for sure. Like, I've never saw a red light and said fuck it and then drove through. Like, I've never done that.
Okay.
No, I really haven't. I really have not. I've run through some on accident, like unintentionally, where like I'm either not paying attention, like I'm looking at something on the side of the road, or like I'm reading a sign. I've done that for sure. Fortunately, it's only been like, and it's mostly been like in like streets that are kind of empty, and it's late at night or something, and I'm just like I'm not completely looking forward. But we'll get to that after the break. We got to go to a break, so we will be back after this. You are listening to IceT and the Hippogriff. And we're clear.
You know, to be honest with you, I have to keep a lot of these stories to myself because, you know, then technically I would look like a very bad driver.
Oh, man. That just means you have to share it even more. That means because that's content. You have to do it for the content, Victoria.
Oof. Been there, experienced that. Oof driving. This driver's ed test is going to be fun though. This one, some of these are funny. You know, again, common sense is not so common, Jesse.
It is not. I'm going to use the restroom and pour myself one more another glass of whatever, and I'll be back. Victoria, I'm just letting you know again. We have 6 concurrent viewers. You gotta maintain these viewers here. You gotta keep.
Hey, look! I got this. I gotta run. Get myself a drink, maybe some more food. I don't know. I'm really hungry.
Okay, I'm just saying. We will be right back, everybody. I'm gonna grab a drink and go to the bathroom, and Victoria's gonna do something, and then we will.
Look, there's 7. We're good already. Bring a friend.
All right.
Bring a friend. And
bring a friend. If you are one of the viewers here and you're listening to the show, please bring a friend to the show, and we'll give you our love and affection. We will be right back. I feel like I need to put on some tunes for you guys while we're sitting here. I don't want to lose you guys. I know Victoria's doing her thing. Here. There we go. Got a little bit of tunes going here. I hope everyone's doing a good. We're almost done. I'm just going to grab a drink and then I'll be back. All right, everybody? Don't go anywhere.
All right, friend. What are you drinking this evening? Jesse, come back. Jesse.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back to the show. There's more people than when you left. Hey.
Okay, fine. I'll give you some credit.
Hey.
Okay, so we...
Chalky milk and chicky nuggies. Oh, that would be so delicious right now.
Chicky nuggies. I poured this last glass I just poured is a little bit stronger than I thought it would be. But that's okay. I'll deal.
Sometimes you need some liquid courage. Just tell some real good stories.
This is worth it. I wish my mom was here earlier when I told the story about her letting me drive for the first time, because she was literally the one who let me do it. It was a white. The first time I drove was in the white. It was a Suzuki, Vitara or something like that. And I remember she let me drive home from a girl's house that I had a crush on in high school in my freshman year. So that
my mom took advantage of my petite height, and she made me sit on a phone book for a little bit. She was always, my mom is so protective. She's so protective of both of us, and she's Victoria, I don't think you're going to be able to see, so please just sit on this for a little bit. Please.
Yeah, right. Well, anyway, it's so far so good. If you're in the chat right now, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? That'll be,
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. It's easy. And we will probably be streaming from here from now on until further notice, because this seems to be an easier way for everyone to access our channel and get our content. Anchor.fm will still have the show, okay? We'll still have the show, but right now, I think YouTube is the way we're going to go. So please subscribe to YouTube, to our channel. We need to build our audience on here. I know it was on... the episodes were on the old YouTube channel. I'm going to move those episodes over to this YouTube channel. I'll do my best to do that as soon as I can. Right now, I have episodes 11 through yesterday, or through last week, already there. I already have them on the new YouTube channel. Twitch was able to import them, which is awesome. But yeah, look, my mom says, thank you for remembering. I threw you the keys and said, do you want to drive? Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then I remember we made a left turn, I think, onto, or a right turn. It was either a left turn or a right turn onto Southgate. And then, no, it was a left turn on the Southgate and then a right turn onto Coral Springs Drive. And then I drove back to my townhome right across the street from my school. I remember, I'll never forget that. That was definitely a life memorable moment.
I've got a good one for you, Jesse.
Okay.
I've got a really good one that I want to share with you.
Okay.
All right. You got to be ready for it. You won't believe it.
Is this content? If I we need to hold,
oh, it's definitely content.
Well,
it's definitely
hold
content.
on.
So for sure.
Well, hold on. Let's
get back, friend.
Yeah, let's get this going again, and then we'll hear your craziness. All right. All right. I'm gonna turn off the
I'm telling
awesome...
you. Oof.
Here we go. Let's get this. Let me get episode 2. Let me get a new Audacity thing.
Bring it back. You gotta have Audacity.
Oh yeah.
Bring it back.
Gotta have Audacity. I hope I have the right volume here. Hold on. Rejoin. Okay, we're good. Okay, here we go. We are going live in 3, or we're going hot, I should say. We are going hot in 3, 2, 1. All right, so okay. So before the break, I was gonna share a few things just real quick regarding the red light running and speeding and stuff. So I'll share that, and then we'll get into the quizzes here. We have some quizzes for us, for each other, and for you guys that are in the chat. Welcome back to the show.
Can we drive?
Yeah. Welcome back. This is Jesse, IceT Kirby here, and Victoria, the Hippogriff, is with me, and we are talking driving this evening in Florida, because Florida driving is it's notoriously known as some of the worst driving in the world. Well, maybe not the world, but the United States.
Did you know that Pines Boulevard and Flamingo Road is like in the top 5 most deadliest intersections in America?
I had no idea. Flamingo Road. Flamingo Road starts near in Sunrise, right? That's near the Sawgrass Mall, and it runs north and south because it turns into Oakland Park Boulevard. Like there's like that little turn over by
if you go north.
Yeah, when you go north and you go to the Sawgrass Expressway, you know what I'm talking about? Like it bends.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's Flamingo Road, right? That's the same. It's the same road. And Flamingo Gardens is on that road. The zoo.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. And then if you are to go south on Flamingo Road, it goes through Miramar, but it turns into Red Road.
Yeah, I've never gone that far. I don't think I've ever gone that far.
You should take it like Yellow Brick Road. It'll take you somewhere new.
Oh my God. Well, let me share real quick before we go into the next part of this. I do want to share. So red light running. I've only ran through a few red lights ever. Like it doesn't happen often at all. It's usually like a freak accident moment. And like I said during the break, I said this already, but I'll say it again. It's like when I'm either daydreaming, you know, and it's not, and the reason why I'm even daydreaming is because the road I'm on already is like empty. It's just a road that's not really busy. You're very
comfortable in that car. It's
like a very small road, and like I can tell you right now, I can think right now is right here on Lake Underhill, which is the road that I live on. And don't worry, I'm not worried about people finding me because I mean, there's a lot of people who live on Lake Underhill. But anyway, Lake Underhill, like there's a road, a crossroad that's not, and it's not even like a full street. It's just like it's like a shopping, it's like a little plaza and then like a storage unit place on the left. And it's like, there's a signal there And like I remember late at night one night I just drove through that, and I was like, after the fact I was like, I was like, oh my god, like I was like, I didn't realize that the light was red. And I mean, but it's like it was empty, like there was nobody there, there was no one there. So it's like moments like that. Those are the moments where I've driven through a red light before, but like it's because it's like empty and no one else is there, and it's just like it's so empty that I don't even really notice, and it's not because I'm not a bad driver. I'm a very, according to my parents, both my parents are here. But according to both my parents, I'm a very good driver. I know they're probably the most, they support me the most. But I mean, I think if you asked my friends, I think they would agree. I think I'm a pretty good driver. Like I'm not a reckless driver. I'm confident, and I'm aware. Awareness is probably the most important thing in my opinion. But and then as far as tickets, like getting a ticket, the only ticket I've ever gotten, I got my first ticket last year. My very first ticket ever was last year, and it stunned me. But and I said this before the break. What?
You're making me look like the worst driver. Like I'm just sitting here. I'm just saying, like you're over here. Like these are like little bitty infractions, and like, dude, it's been some interesting moments. Like for real, like.
No,
and to be honest with you, like I've done some really wild things while I've been driving. Like things like I don't know if I want to say them out loud like that, but like it's wild. Like I said, like it's a freedom. It's a really fun freedom to have. Like
well, the only
at school, ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Like
yeah. The only ticket that I've ever gotten was a speeding ticket. And it, like I said, it was last year. I was on the 408. Okay, I was on my way home from school, from work. I'm a teacher, for those of you who don't know out there who are listening. I'm a teacher, and I was on my way home, and I had to take the highway when I get home to go home. And the 408 is not an interstate, so it's not like a federal highway. It's a state highway. And so I'm driving, and I'm going the flow of traffic. I'm not speeding. I'm not really going faster than anybody else. I'm going the flow of traffic. And I swear to you, this state trooper, the Florida state trooper that pulled me over, not that I'm, whatever, I'm not upset about it. Like, well, I'm not happy about it. Like, I don't think I deserved it, for sure. I do not think I deserved the ticket. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased to myself. I was not, it's not like if I was like weaving in and out of cars and like skipping people and like passing in every lane possible, yeah, okay, fine, I should get the ticket. But I wasn't. I was just kind of cruising along. I was going the flow of traffic. And this cop, I swear, this state trooper must have been like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Like he must have been like just like picking one to pick, and I just happened to be the one that he picked. That's what it feels like, like it felt like that. Because because like it was to a point where like, how like if you see a state trooper, or if you see a cop on the highway or on the road, you kind of just like get into like a extra care mode where you're like, okay, I gotta really be on my game here. I don't want to make a bad impression. You know what I mean? There's like always
That's
that
the
second.
best. The kindest drivers are on the road when you see a state trooper. Everybody, they're braking, they're flashing their lights, their hands are out the window. Like if they could blow like a flare out of the car to let everybody, state trooper,
Just a flare gun out, yeah.
Everybody,
literally. So
turn signals, speed.
No, it's
no speeding.
True. It's
We're
totally
good.
true. So
it's like a drunk girl. It's
yeah.
like when you run into a drunk girl in the bathroom. Like,
literally.
why can't we be friends? Why?
It's just it it was to a point where like I said, I was doing everything fine. I wasn't weaving in and out. I wasn't doing anything reckless. I was just driving along, and he just kind of he did bubblegum. He did that to me, and I happened to be. Yeah. How many pieces do you wish? Yeah. Like he literally was like, all right, this guy, and so I'm going, and all of a sudden I look at my rear view, because I do check my rear view every so often, every 30 seconds or more or less or whatever, and I just see this guy speeding behind me. Like this cop is like he's the one weaving in and out of traffic, and he's like coming, and all of a sudden he gets behind me. His lights aren't even on yet, by the way. He's just going really fast. And then all of a sudden he gets behind me, and I start to do the thing where like I turn my blinker on, and I'm like, all right, I'll get out of his way because I'm a good driver, and I get out of the way of people who are driving faster than me. Anyway, so I'm getting out of the way, and all of a sudden he gets behind me again, and then he turns his lights on, and I'm like, what? And so I pull over, like, safely, obviously, and he comes up to the window, and I roll my window, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, good afternoon, whatever. I'm very polite and whatever. And he goes, and this is where I'm like, ouch. And it sounds bad when he says it, but it's like everyone else around me was also doing this. So that's why I'm like, I don't feel bad. And so
don't be that person.
No. Because I was going the flow. I was going the flow of traffic. No, hold on, no. The flow of traffic, Victoria, was going like 70 miles an hour, right? On the highway.
I get you. They have a quota they have to meet at the end of the month.
Okay,
Jesse.
but which is
at the
more
end of the
wrong?
month, it's money.
If I were
to beautify that road.
Okay. Let me tell you. I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna explain I'm gonna defend myself. Okay, so he goes. You were going 72 in a 55, right? That was his reason for pulling me over. Fine. Okay, you got me red-handed. I was going 72 in a 55, out of the school of cars that were also going 70 something out of 55. You know what I mean? Like okay, you got me. You got the one of them out of probably the bundles and dozens of cars that were probably going the same speed. So it's like I accepted it. I was like, all right, he's like, I'm gonna have to write you a little thing. And I was polite. He was polite. I was polite. No bad juju, except in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck, like this is stupid. And it was stupid in my opinion. Here's the catch, right? Here's where I get upset, is that number one, the 408 is a highway. It is not interstate, but it is a state highway. It is not a state road. It is not a boulevard. It is not it is a highway. And it is a straight highway at that. It's not like a highway that has weaves and turns and curves. It is a straight shot across Orlando. It goes from East Orlando, UCF area, to West Orlando, like Metro West or Winter Springs, whatever you want to call it. Like, it is a straight shot. If that shit was curvy and like people had to turn a lot, okay, fine, I get it. But no, it's a freaking straight shot. Why the hell is it a 55 mile per hour road? You know what's also a 55 mile per hour road? Colonial, which is a local street that has stoplights on it that you have to stop at. Like, what the hell is that about? Anyway, so that was my first thought.
Adventure.
My second thought is this. Obviously, I did like Ticket Clinic, and I had them make it so I don't get points on my license and all that fancy stuff. But it was just like, it almost felt like I was betrayed, because I was going the flow of traffic. I was being reasonable. I wasn't weaving in and out of traffic. I was driving like a good. So I felt like I was like a betray. I almost felt betrayed. I was like, really, like.
I'm feeling this so hard for you right now. I'm feeling that.
Like, okay, like, because 17 miles per hour over the limit is bad. It is bad. That sounds bad, but it shouldn't be a 55 mile per hour.
Feelings.
Kind of like that's kind
my
of
feelings. I'm done, officer. Like, oh my goodness. No, I'm just saying, like, I accepted it. Something happens.
Hey, no, I accepted it. I accepted the ticket. I didn't argue. Obviously, I didn't argue. I said, okay, I'm sorry. It was my fault. Here's the catch, though. This is what pisses me off. This is the part that pisses me off. For about 6 months to maybe not a year, but about 6 months after that happened, guess whose ass was going 55 miles per hour on what's it called? Cruise control. My cruise control was set to 55 miles per hour every single fucking day after that happened. And guess who was the slowest person on the highway?
Jesse was.
Yeah. I was literally, ever since after that happened, I was like, all right, I'm not getting another ticket. Because I was like, I can't believe I got a ticket. I'm a good driver. I don't deserve a ticket. But I put my cruise control, because I was so stubborn at that point. I was like, all right, cops, pull me over. I want you to pull me over for being the slowest guy on the highway. But even though I'm the slowest, I'm going the speed limit. I am going this correct speed, and I dare you to pull me over. I dare you to pull me over. and tell me that I'm going too slow. Because then I'm gonna be like, man, well y'all gave me a ticket for going the flow of traffic once already. So that I was like, I dare you. I'm gonna and that's what I did. I put my cruise control on 55, and Victoria, I kid you not, I was the slowest vehicle on that highway for like 6 months. And I'm not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating. Literally, it was like, yeah, wow, like cars passing me left and right.
Oh, I know that
And I was
feeling.
all the way in the right
I know
lane,
that
like I'm supposed to
feeling.
be. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was so mad, not mad, frustrated. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like
I mean, it happens, Jesse. It
like,
happens,
literally,
like for real.
I should have been pulled. I should
This
have
is
been
an
pulled over.
injustice.
I should
He
have
has-
been pulled over for going too slow. But
He has
no, Victoria,
one-
I was going the actual speed limit.
He has one bad interaction with the police,
No. It's not about the
and
police.
that was it.
It's not about the
Suddenly,
police.
Jesse turned bad.
It's not about the police. It's more about the speed limit on that road. That 408 is clearly not meant to be a 55 mile per hour road. I don't know if it's because of the traffic for what's it called? Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Rush hour. I don't think it's the rush hour. I don't know if it's because of the rush hour traffic that they lowered the speed or whatever. But here's the thing, Victoria. We are in 2020, and I for sure have already seen speed limit signs that are digital, that they change. Like the speed limit will change depending on the time of day. Like it'll have a little screen on the sign. I don't know if you've seen that, but I've seen it plenty of times where like the number of the speed limit will actually change. Like it's illuminated with like LEDs. And depending on the time of day, it goes from like 75 to whatever or 55 to whatever, and it'll change. Like, if that's the case, do that at least. Because if it's 8 o'clock in the evening and I'm on the 408 when there's like pretty much no one else on the 408, just a few cars, and the speed limit is 55 on a straightaway highway, there's a problem there. Like, why? Like, what? Like, okay, fine, there's traffic now. Okay, let's pretend it's a 5 o'clock on a weekday, and there's traffic. Okay, the traffic's going to go slower because there's a lot of cars, but that takes care of itself. The cars, the congestion of cars will also kind of limit the speed, right? Like that almost takes care of itself. So why are we pulling Jesse over out of the dozens of cars that are going the same speed? Like I said, bubblegum, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a Jesse, by the license plate.
They have a quota, Jesse. They have a quota. At the end of the day, it's like I said, it's all money.
I'll
it's purely
quote.
money.
I'll
It's
quote.
not a big deal.
The,
Like, you know, I had an experience one time similar where I mean, it was sort of my fault either way, but I was coming home and I was in Orlando at the time too, funny enough. And I was turning into my apartment complex. And, you know, like, admittedly, I was looking at my phone. It is what it is. I'm just a victim of my time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I was looking down at my phone. And, like, I had just, the light had turned yellow. And I just, you know, I jumped for it. I had to jump for it. And,
well, you didn't have to. You wanted to.
Oh, no, I had to. I'm tired, man. Like, and it's right in front of my apartment complex. I want to go home. I'm there. So I turned the corner, I turned the light, like seriously, and it turned red as I was doing it. And of course, who's behind me? A police officer. Of all people to be behind me at this time
What time was
is a
this?
police officer. It was like 9 o'clock. I think I was coming home from work. And oh my God, just like right away, turn the lights on. And I'm in my apartment complex. So of course, everybody's watching this happen. Everybody
in the world.
And watch, I roll the window down. We have this interaction, and I told him, you know, and like, there are like 2 or 3 people in the world that I will not lie to, and I told him, I said I was looking at my phone. I really apologize. Like I'm just trying to go home. Blah blah blah.
Oh, I can't. I've never lied to a police officer. I mean, I can't. I just can't do it. I don't have the guts to lie to a police officer. I'll be honest with you.
It's not worth it.
I don't think it is either. But that's a whole nother podcast. to be honest.
he he ended up writing me a ticket for like reckless driving because I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at my phone, and instead of going when I was supposed to, I just went.
Hmm.
Um but the good news is this actually, and another story where I got a ticket for something really ridiculous, and I think that sucks. A lot of my infractions are for really just like ridiculous things. I was driving to work and I had my headphones in my ears and I was listening to music. I was having a great time. I didn't have a good system in my car to listen to music. So I was listening to music and this lady pulled me over. Oh, where were we? I was on the 436
That's
on
Summer.
my way to on my way cuz um I was working on US Highway 1792.
Oh
So like I
man,
had to
that's
take
yeah, that yeah,
yeah.
okay. I know
Yeah,
what
you wanna talk about a struggle?
that's
You really
OBT.
wanna talk about a struggle?
That's OBT.
Um, Alafaya to university,
Mm-hmm.
to that back road, to the 436, to the 1792, to work, and turn that bitch around and drive home. Whatever. Um, so she pulls me over for this crap. She writes me a ticket. She's like, it's against the law to be doing that." I was like, "Nuh-uh. I heard you. Like, I pulled over as literally as soon as you turned that light on. So what?" So anyway, she wrote me the ticket,
She's out to get
and it
you.
is what it is.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
You
just
see how
kidding.
far I'm driving to go to work? Like, for real. And like you see where we went to school.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, um so it was a miracle. It was a bloody miracle because both of those tickets, I went and I waited in line for a while,
Hmm.
but I had to go get a court date.
Did you
And
go to the court or
the
did you do like a
yeah,
tick?
I did. I did.
Oh
I went to
wow.
court because you know something? I don't know if you know this. If you take it to court and the police officer does not show up, the case is dismissed. You don't have to pay for the ticket. And
No, I knew that.
in both
Uh,
of these instances, these police officers did not show up. So yeah, these are two times where I did get in trouble and I didn't have to pay for it.
but did
It
you
was
get
great.
point? You guys still got points though. You have to get the points off your license.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh, the points
I
are
don't
what matters in my opinion.
the point, but here's the thing with Victoria. Victoria,
Oh man.
I don't want to say I'm a princess. I was very blessed, for
Okay.
as long as possible. Like my
Uh-huh.
parents took care of me as long as they possibly could. So
Okay.
technically speaking, the car is under dad, insurance is under dad.
Okay.
So who got the points?
What? How? No, it can't be just about the
I kid you not.
insurance.
I kid you not, dude. Like
It's a license thing, isn't it? It's not a. It's not an insurance thing. It's a license.
it's
Now the
who does the
insurance
car
goes
belong
up.
to? And I don't know. I don't know, dude. I didn't have any trouble. There was nothing.
Oh well. I mean, I'm
And that's
glad
the
you
other
didn't
thing
have.
too. It was dismissed. It was dismissed. So where would, if any, points go?
Okay, fair enough.
So,
If you got
you
out of
know,
it, then good. I'm glad you got out of it because I did the ticket clinic. They no, because you're right. Yeah, um they what am I trying to say? Yeah, they dismiss you if like if you do the ticket
the
clinic
police
and if they
officer
don't
doesn't
show
show
up.
up.
Yeah, if they don't show up
Police officer's
to
like, I got other crime fighting to do today.
yeah no I
Whatever.
get that it's just it's funny that like whatever anyway. So that's that I'm glad you were able to get that settled. I don't want points on my license because I'm terrified of that. I don't know what that means, but here's a question before we get into our driver's ed quizzes, okay? Because I do want to do these quizzes just to see what we know. But before we get into that, what is something you think for driving rules? What is something that people don't know that they should know when they're driving? And an example of this would be my example from before the break with the hazard lights. People who put their hazards on in the rain when you're not supposed to. Like that's something that everyone should know, but they obviously don't because they do it. So what do you think is something that people should know when they're driving, but they just don't tend to do it? Do you have anything off the top of your head that you could think of?
You can get a ticket. It's a moving violation, and you can get a ticket if you switch lanes without using your turn signals. So I just think it's
Yes.
really funny for all the things that people could get pulled over for. As a police officer, they should just chill at certain corners and just ticket, 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 ticket. The city would be so rich. Like your complaint with the hazard lights and the turning signals, it would be no more, Jesse. People would finally be getting in trouble for it.
Yeah. I just one thing that
It's
I
important. It is super important.
no, yeah, I agree. One thing again, the hazard lights, that's one that's for me, that's a big one. That's one that's like I feel like if you don't know that, then you shouldn't be driving. What else is something that people should know that they don't based off my experience?
Well, the big one
I would
apparently is leaving your pets in the car and leaving your children in the car. Apparently, they don't know they weren't supposed to do it, but they just kind of
Well, my
did
mom.
it.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
No, well, my parents. I've been left in the car, not as like a kindergarten or anything crazy like that. But I mean, when I've gotten to like, fifth grade or middle school or high school, like yeah, like if my mom went into going to the grocery store and I didn't want to go, she would leave the AC on and she would leave me while I sat in there and hung out. But yeah, what people who leave their dogs in the car with the windows rolled up and they don't even leave the AC on or anything, yeah, like that, like what are you doing, man? Like, yeah, let's leave because the car is compared what a car in the heat that is off with no AC is compared to like microwaves, right? Like literally, the car absorbs the heat and like the windows and the tint or whatever traps it like a freaking solar oven, like. Why are you doing that? Like, don't leave.
Take the outside temperature. Take that outside temperature and add 20 degrees. That's how hot it is in the car. Like sometimes I just drive with the air off, just to kind of like open my pores and just kind of like I guess meditate that way. And Jesus, like
Yeah,
what is
like
wrong with people?
don't do
Like
that. Like don't.
how do you take yourself anywhere for five?
I
Like I made a joke. I make jokes, but no.
no. Yeah, I agree. I don't know how people. No. This is a good one that my dad brought up. When you make a left turn, you know what? Now that I think about it, this is a pet peeve of mine, and this is something that people don't know that they should know.
Of course. Do you want to get hit?
Victoria, when do you turn on your turning signal to make a turn? When
I'm
do you
really
do
good
it?
with the turning signals. I'm so good with those. Like
Okay, but when do
way
you do
before
it?
I gotta go.
Let's see. I want to know. Let's see how good are you really with it? Do you know the rule? Do you know the rule for your turning signal when you're supposed to turn it on? Because I know the rule.
Quarter mile.
Quarter mile.
I think so.
Before the turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think it's a quarter mile. I think it was like from what I remember, it's like 500 not yards, like 500 feet or something, or like 1,000 feet before whatever turning lane that you're trying to get into. You're supposed to turn your signal on before you get into that lane, right? And what I see all the time.
Give everybody a fair shot.
No, yeah, exactly. What I see all the time is people will get into the lane for the turning lane, and then they turn their signal on, and it's like, well, hello. Well, I didn't know you were gonna go there. You're supposed to let me know before you get into that lane that you're getting into that lane. That's one of that. Oh, that's a huge one. All the time I see that. Like I'll be going in about 200 yards, right? Which is 200 times 3 feet is 600 feet, right? I'll say, okay, time to turn my signal on to get into, because I'm preparing to get into a turning lane. So I turn my signal on as preparation for that. But most people that I've seen driving, they'll turn and they'll get in the lane and then they turn their signal on. And it's like, well, shit, dude, like it doesn't matter now. You're already in the lane to turn, so I know you're going to turn. You know what it's like? It's like, hello? Like, yeah, that's a big one. So I'm glad my dad said that, because it's true. Like, holy crap. Like, why are they doing that?
Obvious. What's a really obvious one? The unsung hero of driving rules, to be honest with you, that nobody follows. Absolutely nobody follows this one. And no one's going to mention it because we're all guilty of it.
I want to hear this. I want to see how true it is. Let's
When you bring your car to a complete and full stop, you need to leave at least one car space in between you and the car in front of you.
Like at a red light or something?
A safe distance away. Yeah. For you to be considered a safe distance away, you need to leave at least one car length of space between the cars.
Okay, I will give you. See, this is where someone might, call me a bad driver, which I don't agree. I don't think I'm a bad driver, but
We don't do that.
I will admit that
Nobody does that.
one car length between the car in front of you at a red light is a little, in my opinion, a little ridiculous. A little bit.
Let me set the scenario up for you, Jesse.
Wait. I know what you're gonna say.
Let me set it
I know
up.
what you're gonna say. You can tell me, but hold on. Let me just say this. I think you should be maybe one car width apart. So like if it's like from side mirror to side mirror, I'll agree with that. But if it's from the hood to the trunk length, that's too far for stopping at a red light. That's way too far because then people are just missing lights left and right. But anyway,
I mean,
continue.
within reason, yes. I mean, set it up. You got to set it up though. You really got to set it up for the unprepared. You know, again, an object in motion will stay in motion until acted upon by a force. So like put yourself in that situation. And this is a really unfortunate story because just it is what it is. But think about that. Like no, it's not. It's like imagine like if you're driving and like you're stopped at a red light, like
Oops.
you're still, and then somebody like smacks the car,
Right.
and they get you from behind like that. Like you are absorbing that entire bit of motion.
Mm-hmm.
That actually happened to my mom one time. I was talking on the phone with her and it was so scary because she was driving home. I was talking to her about the day, like I had just moved away, and that was it. Like in like 2 seconds, all I heard her, she was like, "Oh my God." And that was it. I lost it. And I called her back because obviously knew something happened, but like someone had smacked her from the back. And that's scary. Like think about like your body absorbs all of that.
No, I
And like that's
understand
when
that.
like, so it's crazy. So you got to understand like why that is such a necessity. Because again, when you accept the responsibility of getting a driver's license, a driver's permit, a concealed weapons permit to go drink alcohol and things like that, like you're accepting the responsibility that like the right and wrong things to do.
Right.
And it's intense. Like it's a really, obviously we all have somewhere to be. Obviously we're hoping that everybody's got some common sense and decency to follow the rules and make sure everybody stays safe. But you know what, the reality of it is people don't care about things until it starts personally impacting them.
Okay,
And
so here's
that's
yes.
driving is a great representation of that, because we all, again, like we interpret these things as good and bad. Obviously it's not okay to run red lights, but
All right, well, before we move on, we have to move on to the quizzes next. But before we do that, I do want to say here's my not counter argument, because it's not really an argument. It's just a counterpoint to what you're saying. One of those pet peeves that I mentioned, that we were mentioning before about driving is when I do get to a red light and I'm behind somebody, or even if I'm not behind them, if I'm like in the lane next to them, and I notice that there's people who stop literally like 2.5 to 3 car lengths behind the person in front of them, and I'm like, dude, there's all this space, and you're gonna make someone miss the light because your ass is 2.5 car lengths behind the car in front of you, and it's like that I'm like, I question that. I'm like, wait a second, dude. Like, I get it. Like and sure enough, Victoria, 9 times out of 10, Victoria, when I see that, guess what they're doing?
texting.
They're on the phone, or they're looking down at their phone, and they're just not looking forward to see like, and it's texting and driving. I'll admit, not a good idea.
Guilty.
I'm guilty of it, but not a good idea. Like you said, you do your makeup at the red light. I text at the red light. Like that's just kind of what I do. If I'm sitting at a red light, every now and then I'll grab my phone and check something. I shouldn't. And like all you out there who are looking at me right now like I'm crazy, I'm sorry. I apologize, but it's true. I'm just being honest. I'm an honest person.
At least the car's not moving, Jesse.
As
your reaction time goes down 97%. When you're texting and driving, you're done.
Yeah, so I'm not about that, and I don't want to be about that. But anyway, let's get to a quiz here. We shared a lot about our driving. Let's do it to it. Let's see how well we know our rules of the road per se. And I will start. Do you have your quiz ready? I have my quiz ready. It's a multiple choice. Let's do like 5 each, and that should be good, I think. Let's do 5 each, and let's see if we can who wins? Who will get the most amount of questions correct? All right. Do you want to go?
Let's go, friend.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'm definitely going to go first. All right, Jesse. On a roadway where traffic is moving in both directions,
Okay.
in what position must you be before making a left turn? A. Does not matter provided you signal. B. Immediately to the right of the center line of the roadway. C. Close to the right-hand side of the roadway. D. Close to the left side of the roadway.
So the question was, what should my position be when I'm going to make a left turn?
Yes, sir.
And I would imagine it's, and I'm sorry, say the letters one more time real quick.
A. Does not matter provided you signal.
It does matter.
B. Obviously, you always need to use a signal. B. Immediately to the right of the center line of the roadway.
Um, you
C.
should be immediately to the right, right? Is that what it said?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Close to the right-hand side of the roadway.
Mm-mm.
No, we're trying to turn left. So being on the
Right.
right-hand side is very counterproductive here. D. Close to the left side of the roadway.
That's confusing because D and B sound similar, right? So B was what? Immediately to the right of the center of the roadway, right?
Correct.
Isn't that the same as being all the way on the left side of the roadway to the center? Like if there's the middle
Correct.
line, if the middle line is in the middle, right? Technically, if you're trying to make a left, you are directly right of the middle line.
It depends on where you're standing.
But if I'm driving, okay,
Wait, hold on a second.
the
My bad.
median is going to be to my left, but I will be immediately
On
to the right of the
You're
median.
right, though. But
So
you're right.
so
You're
I'm
right.
not
Okay.
sure it's either B or D. I'm just not sure because it said the D was what on the far left side.
Close to the left side of the roadway.
I'm gonna go with B.
Okay. That is the correct answer.
Okay, yeah, because close to the left side is not good enough. Like you have to be
No.
directly to the right of the center line. So I was right, right? That was right. Okay.
Yes.
All right, go me. High five to myself. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go here. Give me the next one. Hit me.
Hit me!
Hit me.
Most automobile skids are a result of A, the size of the car, B, driving too fast, C, poor tires, D, poor road conditions.
Driving too fast.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, that sounds like a state question. That sounds like a question that the state of Florida traffic traffic and whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I feel like that's a question they would ask.
It's just a general question. It's just a very general question.
Yeah. All right. So that one's easy. All right. So 100% so far. How many questions are you? We're doing 5 each, right? All right. So
We're doing 5.
I got 2 out of 2 so far. That's good.
So here we go. Number 3.
Uh-huh.
A right turn starts in the right lane and ends in A, the left lane, B, the farmost lane, C, the lane closest to the curb, D, any lane available.
See, I had an argument with a friend about this a long time ago. I posted a Facebook article on traffic, and I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer. The answer should be closest to the curb. But his argument is that you can choose any lane after making a right turn. But I'm pretty sure you have to start closest to the curb and then you can change lanes afterwards. I'm pretty sure that's the answer.
That is the correct answer, Jesse.
Yeah, see, fuck you, Jamal. I love you, Jamal. You're out there. Jamal, if you're listening ever and you listen to this, fuck you. I was right. When you make a right turn, you got to stay in the fucking damn right lane and then you can switch lanes. Sorry, that was my
Well, look. You have to understand something. Yeah, but you got to understand something. Like, this is more of this common sense application, okay? Because at an intersection, you can do that.
kidding.
So if the intersection, your lane has the red light, but you can make that right turn, the vehicles that are oncoming to you have the right of way. So if you're stupid enough to like take the turn when there's a car, or like if a car just happens to hit you because of that, you're at fault for that. Because the car was already coming towards you, you were supposed to yield to that person. So, no, like I said, it's common sense to drive the car, and common sense is not very common.
Well, I'm
Well,
just saying.
congratulations, you're common sense. You've got common sense. You're 3 for 5 so far.
I'm just saying. I had a feeling I knew that already, but I remember he commented on one of the articles I posted, and he said, "No, dog, like you can get in any lane after you make that right turn." And I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure you got to stay in that right lane, and then you can change." And I'm glad I was right in the end there. I was the one who was true to Florida traffic and laws. But anyway, all right. So question number 4. Bring it on. Here we go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Number 4. This might be a little easy. Hold on a second.
You want to find a harder one?
A red flashing signal warns you of an approaching train. Yeah, this one was no. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, you know something? There's some people who really don't know about this. This is a refresher. When
Okay.
you approach a roundabout, you should A, all answers are correct. B, yield to any drivers already in the roundabout. C, yield to pedestrians. D, yield to bicyclists.
Say that one more time. Was the top answer yield to anything in the circle?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to yield to anything in the circle.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, that's easy. That was pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. That was a.
You know something? I think this is
Forget the pedestrians. Forget the bicyclists. I'm only gonna look out for the cars.
No, I mean, yeah, that's it, right? It's the weapon.
Void Eel says, "Yeah, fuck you, Jamal." In the chat. Sorry, that's funny. I love Jamal. He's one of my good friends, but I was just like, because we had like a discussion about it, like, oh, you're supposed to stay in the right lane when you make a right turn. Anyway, all right, give me the last one. I'm 4 for 4. I want to ace this quiz.
I know, right? I'm trying to find a different one. I'm trying to find something a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. These drug and alcohol ones were great. Oh my goodness. Saves me to try. Okay, here we go. Which of these is the proper way to change lanes?
Okay.
A, blowing your horn and providing the appropriate hand signal.
That one.
B.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Keep going.
B, signaling, checking the rear view mirror, and checking blind spots. C, signaling and decreasing speed. D, checking the rear view mirror.
I'm sorry. That one.
It was a good one. There's some concrete choices here. Careful.
Signaling and decreasing speed.
Be that way.
I'm laughing.
Are nervous. What do you want? They're nervous.
I'm laughing because that's what people actually do. Oh shit, I have to make a right turn, and then they hit the brake and they go into the next lane and they don't even. Oh my god, sorry, that's funny, man. Obviously that's not the right choice, but it just made me laugh because that's like so true. It's ironic that the test to become a good driver or to become an equipped driver with a license has this question in it, yet most people don't even follow the right rule. Obviously, I think it was B, right? The check the mirrors on all angles or whatever. B is the right answer. I know that, but turn your signal on and hit the brakes and then go. Oh my god. That's literally asking for an accident. Like, that's literally asking for someone to hit you. Like, oh, here I go.
I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know. Hit me. Hit me.
Hit me. Yeah, that's funny. All right, so I'm 5 for 5. Victoria, the question is, can you go 5 for 5 on my quiz? Okay, I'm at 100%. Even just one wrong is an 80, so you can't mess up here. Okay, that's why I wanted the A. So I'm just saying, You're on a tight tight grading scale. All right, here we go. Let's start with number 1.
Let's go. I got a quick one for you. I got a quick little story for you when this test is over. I'll tell you about my test taking skills, okay?
Number 1, if a student permit driver commits a traffic offense, the responsibility lies with A, the student, B, the instructor, C, the parent, or D, both B and C.
What were B and C again?
B and C were the instructor, B was the instructor, and C was the parent.
Wow. I've already narrowed my choices down.
I'm gonna make this more interesting.
I wanna say it's C, just because that's their responsibility. My child's my responsibility. But
Okay.
I kind of think it's D, just because you're in that person's care. That person was instructing you. Honestly, I think it's C. I'm pretty sure it's C.
Is C your final answer?
Lock it in, baby.
Victoria says C as her final answer. I'm sorry, Victoria, I am sorry. The real answer was D. It is the instructor and the parent who are responsible if a permit driver commits a traffic offense. We are moving on. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. You can still get the B.
Fine.
You can still get the B here. You just have to get the next 4 answers correct. Moving on to number 2. Here we go. Number 2. I'm going to put on our intense music again. Hold on. We got to put on the quiz show music. Here we go. The stopping distance depends on, right? Stopping distance. I'm trying to get this to play. There we go. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
A, the individual's reaction time. The speed, B is the speed. C is vehicle's weight. Or D, all of the above.
The stopping distance. Ooh.
I'll say it one more time. The stopping distance of a vehicle depends on A, the individual's reaction time. B, the speed of the vehicle. C, the vehicle's weight. Or D, all of the above.
The stopping distance. I guess I want to say B. Is it D? You think it's D? You think, Mr. Harrington? You think
My
it's
dad,
all of the
yeah,
above?
Arnold Harrington, my dad thinks it's D.
All
But
of
it's
the
up to you,
above.
Victoria. You are the contestant right now.
I mean, the car is really heavy. You got to put more gas to it to go faster. So you do have to stop a little farther away so that you're at a complete and safe stop. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna take the risk here. It was D the last time. It might be D this time. I'm gonna go with D as my final answer.
Final answer is D. Let's see what the survey says.
You I better not be wrong.
The answer is D. You are correct.
Ooh.
Bum bum. Psh. That was my correct answer sound. I don't have that yet. I'll have to download. I'll have to download a correct answer track. That way, when you get it right, I can play that. But I'm gonna keep on the question trivia music. So here we go. Number 3. Number 3. A warning sign is what shape? A warning sign is what shape? A, square. B, triangular. D, diamond. Or, I'm sorry, C. C is diamond. C is diamond. Or D, oval. Oh. It's gonna loop. It's all right.
What is a warning sign? A triangle, a diamond,
warning sign.
an oval, or a square? Warning.
You have 10 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Take your time. We have time. You have 10 seconds.
Read me those choices one more time.
Okay, I'll read you one more time. A warning sign is what shape? A square. B, triangular. C, diamond, or D, oval?
Right. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's a triangle. Because you know, I'm just relating it to the caution sign. Because I see
Okay.
those caution signs at work. They do have little triangles on them. So is it B? Is it B? Is it a triangle?
All right. Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna go with B. Let's go with
B.
B. Final
Triangular. The answer is do 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 do. The answer is C, diamond.
Answer. What?
We
okay.
are now at two out of 5. Okay, here we go. Number 4, Victoria. Victoria, come on. We can't be bad. We can't prove our driving knowledge on the air. This is not good. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Number 4.
Did you die? Has anyone died?
Here we go. When we drive in the city, we use the A, 10-second rule. No, I'm skipping this one. I don't even know this one. No, I'm skipping this one. We're skipping
Okay.
that one. Let me find a better one. Okay, here's one. Number 4. When turning into a 4-lane road from a 2-lane road, it is best to turn into A, the far right lane, B, the lane nearest to the center of the road, or C, the far left lane, or D, none of the above.
It's gonna be A, the furthest right lane.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Is that your final answer? Sorry, that was me
Yes.
trying to be Regis. Rest in peace, Regis.
Rest in peace.
I'll say it one more time. When turning into a 4-lane road from a 2-lane road, it is best to turn into... I don't know. Okay.
A.
I'm gonna... Okay, you said the far right lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They didn't specify. Are you making a right turn or a left turn in this scenario? They didn't specify that. That matters, right? You got it. Okay, that's a bad question. No, don't answer that question. We're going to a different question. That's a bad question.
Well, let's
we don't
just
know
find out the answer. Let's just find out the answer.
Okay, well, I'm not going to count this against you because it says when turning into a 4-lane road from a 2-lane road, it is best to turn into... The answer is B, which is... Hold on. It won't let me click.
Here's the top search results.
Oh my god, my Google just freaked out on me. It said the lane nearest to the center of the road. I don't agree with that. Because if you're making a right turn,
You're gonna get hit.
you're not trying to make a right turn and then go all the way to the middle of the street that you're turning right onto. So I disagree with that. I think something weird's going on there.
Okay, whatever. Next question. I'm on question 4. This is a comeback. The comeback question. Let's go.
Okay, let's
Let's go.
let me pick one that's more universal here. Okay, here's a good one. All right, here we go. This will be number 4. This will be your number 4. If the brakes fail to stop your car, you should A, put the car into park. B, turn the car off. C, turn quickly off the roadway. Or D, put your car into a lower gear and pump your brakes. This is a hard one.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, and I'm really torn, to be truthful, I'm really torn between put the car in a different gear and pump the brakes and try to get it off the road. Oh my god, if the brakes fail, just read me the choice. Read me the choices one more time.
I'll say it. I'll reread the question. If the brakes fail to stop your car, you should A, put the car into park. B, turn the car off. C, turn quickly off the roadway. Or D, put your car into a lower gear and pump your brakes. I picked a good quiz.
Damn.
My mom says, jump out. No, just kidding. The last one.
Yeah. I want to say it's D. Is it D? I'm gonna go with D.
So you're gonna go with D. Put your car into a lower gear and pump your brakes. Can I offer some advice?
I also think it might be A. I also feel like it might be A. What's up?
I feel like if I were answering, I don't know the answer, by the way. I have not seen the answer yet, so I don't know if this is true. But I feel like putting your car into a lower gear, if you have an automatic vehicle, it's like you're not really doing that, right? You're just kind of I'd say you're letting your gas off, you're taking your foot off the gas, and you're letting your car coast. That's what I'm guessing you should do.
So I'm thinking, that's what I'm thinking too. Just kind of let the car,
so
do that, because like my car has broken down before. Like the steering wheel is super stiff. You're not turning a steering wheel. Like you really have to like, and the brakes still work though. So I mean, I don't know, Jesse. Is it? Put it in a lower gear.
Put your gut answer. I think my gut answer would be D. I think that's my gut answer, because like even if you're putting it into a lower gear, that doesn't mean you have to like manually do it. That could mean me like taking your foot off the gas is like the same thing almost, in my opinion.
Putting it in neutral, like you're trying to get the car to slow down.
Yeah, but
you're trying to.
But if their brakes failed, you can't hit the brakes. It says, but that's the thing is in D. The answer says pump your brakes. You can't pump your brakes if the brakes are broken. But I don't know. That's why I'm...
Well, you have to assess the situation. Where the brakes cut, was there not enough brake fluid for the car to react? Is there something clogging the line into the brake?
I don't know.
Do you think it's kind of like pumping air? Let's go. What is it?
Pick one. Which one is it? What's your answer?
D.
D is your final answer. Okay. The answer is... D. 4 out. You got. All right. We're what? You're 2 out of 5, right?
I'm the comeback kid.
Here we go.
I am the comeback kid.
Here's our last question. This one, I hope you get this. This is easy. I'm making it easy for you because I want you to succeed in life. Okay.
I appreciate that.
DUI means A, driving while drunk, B, driving while using drugs, C, driving while using drugs or alcohol, or D, none of the above.
We all know that DUI stands for driving under the influence, and we're not specifying if it is alcohol or substances. So I do believe that the most logical answer here would be C.
Yes. If they give you a different answer, then I would puke. But yes, it is C. Very good, Victoria. You got 3 out of the 5. I was able to still defeat you in the end here, which you should be slightly embarrassed by. But that's okay. That's all right.
I mean, so far in all the games, Jesse, that we've played, I haven't won. But let me just let this be a testament to the type of test taker that I am. So
yeah, is that your excuse?
Right. So my mom, I went to go get my driver's license, and I was practicing before the test, and it was fine. Everything was great. My mom and I were ready. We get to the DMV, and we'll never forget this day. Like my mom still talks about this to this day. We pulled the car into the DMV, and it's a one-way street. The entire thing is a one-way street. So the way you come in is the way you're going out. We park the car, we check in for this exam, and the guy says, go outside, you're next. So I go in the car, and they said,
No, I said, go, you're next. That's funny.
Yeah, he's like, you're next. So, go ahead, pull the car up that you're going to drive and take the test in. So I said, sure, absolutely, no problem. And what an experience. I put makeup on, and I practiced the smile for over a week. This was it. Complete and total freedom. This picture was banging. This was probably the best picture ever taken. Anyways, so I go outside and I get in the car, and it just hit me so fast. Oh my God, this is a test. And I don't know what happened. but I was pulling the car out of the parking spot, and before I knew it, before I could put together what was going on, my mom was in a panic sprinting towards the car.
Oh
I was
no.
like, "What's going on? What's going on?" She's like, "Victoria, you're on the wrong side of a one-way street."
Oh my
I was like,
God.
"What?"
That's definitely bad.
I never saw my mom run before. Like I saw her coming at me, so I had to stop. Like I had to
That is terrifying. Holy shit.
And the same day I got my driver's license. This guy, oh my God.
Yeah. No, I don't blame your mom for being worried here. That's not
Wild.
good. That is not a good thing. Um
I'm wild, Jesse. It's a
yeah,
wild time. I've
you
got
gotta
some
be
wild
careful.
stories.
All right. Well, it's been swell. I mean, we took a quiz. We talked about some driving experiences. I think it's time to get out of here for now. We've been on for a while now. This has been a long one. This is a good one, but it's a long one, but it's a good one. It's a longie,
Content.
but a goodie. But I have to go to bed soon. I have to work tomorrow. I have children coming into my classroom, even though I don't think they should be coming in because I think it's not a good idea. But that's another thing. Yeah. I have to get ready for tomorrow. So let's get out of here. Victoria. Well, that was really loud. Let us know where can you find I can't speak apparently. Where can we find you? That's what I meant to say.
It's a really easy game of hide and seek. I'm all over social media. Find me on Instagram at @DoTheHippogriff with 2 P's and 2 F's. You guys, please take a look at that Harry Potter themed photo shoot, you guys. It was great. It was great. You can find me on Facebook at Victoria Sorrentino with that lovely little flowy dress. It's beautiful. And I don't use Twitter very much, but hey, look, if you want Twitter, tweet me. Tweet me at @BeAHippogriff. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. And I promise I'm a good driver. Just because I can't pass the test doesn't mean I don't know how to drive.
That's all right. We believe in you. Please find me anywhere. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Anywhere and everywhere. My username is probably going to be, and by probably I mean definitely, is going to be IceT Kirby. That is ICE, the letter T, KIRBY, IceT Kirby. That is where you can find me on most social media platforms. And please be sure to catch us next week at IceT and the Hippogriff on YouTube. We will be here for the foreseeable future. This will be our home. This is where we're gonna have our raw episode postings and all that fun stuff. Please be sure to stop by and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Remind any other fans who might have not caught the message. Remind them, hey man, IceT and the Hippogriff, they're on YouTube now. They're not on Twitch anymore. We didn't disappear. We're still here. We're just in a new place. That's all. Yeah. As far as driving goes, Victoria, please don't crash and burn anywhere. That would be really sad. Don't do that. And this was a topic that was very last minute, but also very random, but also very good. I had fun.
It was very cool.
Yeah,
it was very thought provoking.
Especially us Florida drivers. I mean, we have a lot to say, I'm sure. Find us on Facebook at IceT and the Hippogriff. Facebook.com/IceT and the Hippogriff. You can see all of our posts there. We have an Instagram, which is at IceT and the Hippogriff as well. If you want to follow us on our podcast channel, we post pictures and small clips and stuff on there as well. And last but not least, we have our YouTube channel, which is here, which doesn't have a URL yet. We have to copy paste the link. But once we get cool enough, once we have enough subscribers and we're cool enough, we can make a custom link for that, and it will be easier for everybody. But with that being said, Victoria, Thank you for showing
Jesse?
up as always. As always, it's a wonderful time. And we will see you. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I don't want to say goodbye yet. We have old episodes. Episode 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 will all be on this channel. The one that you're on right now. On this YouTube channel, we will have them uploaded sometime this week. I was able to import them, so just keep your eyes out for that. And, of course, have a wonderful, wonderful evening and be cool. See you guys later. We love you and see you next time. Bye-bye. We are clear.
This is funny. This was a nice little platform. This was nice.
That ended. That timing was really good too. That was like perfectly in time with the end of our outro music.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a fruitful topic.
I already know the title of this episode.
Oh boy. What are we calling it?
Literally in all capital letters, it's honk honk driving. Just all capital letters, honk honk, exclamation point, driving.
Bye. No, it's, oh my god. It's a relatable topic. Everybody does that crap. Like, everybody breaks a rule on the road.
Oh yeah, we're not perfect. No one's perfect. It's all right. It happens. It definitely happens.
Honk driving.
Honk honk driving. I'm putting on Stream Beats while we are hanging out here. Stream Beats is a platform. It's a YouTube channel by the one and only Harris Heller, a YouTuber slash Twitch streamer. He made a YouTube channel specifically for copyright-free music, so streamers can play it in the background, just like it is right now. And so I've been utilizing, his platform for a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just figured I'd play some before we get off. I just wanted to. I'll be hanging out for a little bit, and I hope everyone had a good time. It was definitely one of the better. I think this was a great episode. I think we had a good time, and we talked about Florida. If you're not from Florida, you learned a little bit about how Florida is while driving, for sure. And yeah.
Driving here is so unpredictable. There's so many different types of people here, you know, and they all bring their own influences. Like, if you've ever driven in Massachusetts, awful. Driven in LA, yeah. When I was out there, ooh.
I've heard LA
but you know
is
what?
bad.
They're relatable. It's
heard
relatable
LA,
because
again, LA and Atlanta, I've heard are like really bad.
they're really stretched out. It's just long stretches of road. What are you gonna do? What are you supposed to say? You know, the good news is the farther you get away from, you know, the main land of it all, you know, the lighter the traffic is. But still, just even in the latter, let's drive at a better time of the day, you know?
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Victoria? I'll message you about next week's topic or whatever. I'm pretty much down for whatever, obviously, but
absolutely. Let's have a team meeting. Let's have a team meeting probably tomorrow. Honestly, like, really swamped. This whole thing in the gym earlier, it was bad. So I need to go catch up on some sleep. And let's talk. Let's catch up tomorrow afternoon when you get out of school. Just shoot me a message, all right, friend?
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I love you. For your support.
Thank you, Ashley,
everything.
for being our mod. Ashley was our mod today, so hopefully
She's the MC. MC, forever MC girl. Love you.
Oh yeah, when we get more
love
people,
you.
We'll get more mods and people who can keep the chat alive, and that'll be good.
And it's still free. You don't have to pay and do inappropriate things. Anybody can be a moderator. No previous No previous experience required.
Oh yeah.
But thank you guys. I love you all. Good night.
Good night, Victoria. See you later.
Bye, Jesse. Oh, what the hell was
All right. As for me, I will say my goodbyes as well. I'm gonna go home. Not go home. I will go lay in bed though and just hang out and chill. Thank you all for coming. It means the world to us. Please be sure to share the YouTube link as well. I know we've been jumping around. We went from YouTube to Twitch, back to YouTube to It's worth it in the end. I think this is the setup that's the most valuable for us to be able to trim the episodes on YouTube and keep them up on YouTube without having to switch to Twitch or download the episodes and then having to edit them in software. I think this is the way to go. This is raw footage of the episode. You'll be able to see each episode raw with no editing, just like you saw it today. If you want to like whip back and listen to the episode or hear the episode, this is the best way to do it. Thank you all for showing up and hanging out and having a good time. We're glad you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time, guys. And with that being said, have a great rest of the evening and even a better weekend. And peace out. Love you all. And bye-bye.